Ah, shit.
Oh, well, hello to you too, beautiful. Hey. Oh. Hey, you remember that time you peed all over my rented tux? Yeah, they almost didn't let me return it.
You were supposed to be here 40 minutes ago.
Hey, baby, look, it's not like they call me into work every Saturday, okay? I got out of there as soon as I could, I promise.
Daryl, if you were here 40 minutes ago, this wouldn't have happened.
Okay, seriously. Hey, baby, you gotta calm down, okay?
If anybody tells me to calm down one more time, oh, I'm going to scream.
Oh, baby, come on now. I like it when you scream. You know that's sucky, no.
Is there ever a moment when sex isn't top of mind for you?
Look, baby, listen to me, okay? You got to get into all of this while you still can, okay? Listen, the new guy at the firm, he's just 39 and he's already popping that Cialis. All right, so come on, get it.
I'm going upstairs to change. They should be here any minute. Can you please just listen out?
Okay. Hey, Anisha.
Hi.
Hey, come on, get in there, girl. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Come on in here.
Oh. You smell nice.
Thank you. Naomi got it for me. How tiny, something like that. I don't know how you say it. Mi français, assis.
My granddaddy was big on cologne.
Yeah?
You could smell him before he walked into the room. Mama said it was strong enough to drown out chitlins.
Chitlins, huh?
Yeah. But when he died of cirrhosis, I figured that was his way of covering up his drinking habits. First thing, every morning, he would pour cognac in his Folgers. Irish coffee, he called it. But when Mama went and got the DNA test, come to find out, we ain't got no Irish peoples in the bloodline.
Get out of here. Look, come on in, have a seat. Naomi, she should be down in a second.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me get that for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Fruity red sangria.
Ooh, y'all really do have a nice place.
Oh, we just trying to do the best we can with what we got.
I hope to get me a house one day big enough for me and DeMarcus and my Cherie Amour.
I'm sorry, who?
My Cherie Amour. Our rescue dog. We call her Cher for short.
Oh, well that's good for y'all. Yeah.
DeMarcus promised to clean up behind her and take her outside and stuff. I got this. Don't worry, Mama. Of course, that only lasted for a few weeks. Guess who's doing everything now?
You.
I forgot how hard it was to potty train a puppy.
Now this is served cold, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go and put it in the fridge. How about that? Okay. Yeah.
Hey, girl.
Oh, hi.
It has been entirely too long.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I needed to get out of the house. Only place I go these days is to work and to the grocery store, and that's pretty much it. Church sometimes.
Amen.
I figured y'all ladies might be hungry.
Is that right?
I will leave you ladies to it, okay? Baby, if you need anything, I will be on Adam duty, just like I promised.
Well, I doubt you'll have to do much. I'm sure he's napping real good after that diaper explosion that ruined my Oscar de la Renta.
Hey, baby, woosah. Okay, listen. If the dry cleaners can't fix it, your man will buy you another one, okay? Promise you. Yeah. It will make your ass happy.
What's that, honey?
I said, never saw you in that dress before. Yeah, baby, you should wear it more often.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Might not seem like it now, but these are the best times, really. When DeMarcus was born, his giggle was as sweet as Nana's 7-up pound cake. And the people in the street would stop us and be like, ooh, he is so cute. I could just cry thinking back to that time. Feels like I blinked and looked up, but he's 6 feet tall. Boy can't stop talking about how he's almost grown, but I still have to remind his butt to put on deodorant.
You know what we need?
Jesus?
Wine.
All right. Well, amen, sister.
Did you want yours, or do you mind if we start with some Cabernet?
You know, I don't really drink like that, so I ain't picky.
Cool. I figured since this one was already open. Get down.
Girl, you poured that like it was some Kool-Aid. No way I can finish all this. I still have to drive, you know.
Girl, you are more than welcome to crash on the couch. Lucky for me, all I have to do is carry my butt upstairs. And if I can't manage that, I can get Daryl to assist.
On y'all's honeymoon, did he lift you up like they do in the movies?
All those outdated traditions only fuel the patriarchy, right?
Girl, you got yourself a good man.
And he has a great woman. Cheers. Pat.
Oh, you'll have to excuse me. My mind is still halfway across the world in Fiji, and that's probably where my body should be, too. I don't even know why I bothered returning to these divided states, especially after. Don't even get me started.
Okay.
I hope you like Chianti. There is this vineyard in Tuscany on a hill. Everywhere you turn looks like a Michelangelo masterpiece.
Grazie.
I always wanted to go there. I love Italian food so much I can eat Alfredo sauce out the jar.
Pat, you remember Anisha from the Sister Stride Walking Club?
How you doing, sweetheart? It's been a minute.
Yeah, I only went one time. I had to change my schedule, so I had to stop. But I can tell you've been keeping up with it.
Thanks. Just try my best, you know.
You are doing way more than just trying. You are an inspiration to us all.
Okay. Stop right there before you slip up and say you look so good for your age. Because, baby, I look good. Period.
Pat, take a seat. I will go grab you some vino. Here you are.
Thank you. What's this one called?
Oh, I think that's the aged Gruyere.
Old cheese is fine by me, but old men? Honey, hush. Don't you get me to talking.
Girl, what are you waiting for?
I don't know. Doctor says I need to lose some weight.
You can be healthy at any size. Everybody knows that.
Look who's talking. Mrs. Snatch 2 seconds after popping out Junior.
Come on.
You didn't get one of those C-section tummy tucks, did you?
I would never do that.
Well, I would.
Anisha, you are beautiful. Why would you ever do something?
I ain't never been skinny, but I ain't never been this big either.
Oh, honey.
That's you?
Meet Pat 1.0. She tried to be everything for everybody. Then came the high blood pressure and the pre-diabetes. Gout too.
Did you get the surgery?
No. I said sayonara to that sorry excuse of a man I was dealing with. And one by one, I cut out all the toxic people in my life. Even my own sister.
That sounds intense.
Did you do anything else?
I stopped those crazy diets. I went on walks every day, and soon enough, I was able to shop at regular stores again. But my big glow up came when I quit my corporate job and became a flight attendant. Oh, lots of folks told me I was crazy, being over 40. And you know the long list of things they say about women of a certain age. But I ain't living this one and only life for lots of folks. And this is Pat 2.0, okay?
Okay, all right, girl. Cheers.
Ooh-wee.
Hey, girl.
My apologies for my tardiness. You know how public transit is in this city.
Stop. Anisha, Pat, this is Sade. We used to work together at a nonprofit. She was fabulous, and
Naomi has a gift of overselling me. I was just an intern, summer intern to be exact. 6 weeks of unpaid labor in the name of helping the formerly incarcerated secure mind-numbing positions that probably made them question whether or not they actually had repaid their debt to society.
Honey hush, you were doing the Lord's work. I fell in love with a returning citizen once. That man could work miracles with some Spam, grits, and sriracha sauce.
Your name Sade? Like the singer?
There's one thing I know for sure, it's I have to become famous. Whenever I introduce myself to people, they either mispronounce my name, Sadie, Sad-E, not to mention the occasional shade, or I get flooded with references about the singer, which, granted, Lovers Rock is such a layered and haunting album. I'm not completely mad about it, but still, people fail to recognize that I'm me. This is my fave, vegan Shiraz.
Oh.
Ain't all wine vegan?
Many winemakers use gelatin, fish bladders, and other animal byproducts during the fermentation process.
Thanks, Sade. Did you want me to pour you a glass of this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Where's your bathroom?
Oh, follow me. Right over here.
No offense, but wouldn't that girl be a whole lot prettier if she toned down that makeup a little bit?
And if she toned down that mouth a lot, a bit.
Didn't you taste the hints of blackberry, cinnamon? You were to cut me open, I'd probably bleed this shit.
Somebody's a serious fan.
I wish that was the only reason for all this excessive drinking. My stress levels have been otherworldly since the election.
Hold that thought. The night is still young, and so are you.
You said we were gonna talk about it. Don't tell me I took a metro and 2 buses here to exchange mac and cheese recipes.
Since when do you cook, girl? Come on now.
The night is still young. You ain't gotta call me out like that.
Sometimes a 10-hour shift, sometimes 12, depends.
Ooh, wait, your feet must be wore out by the time you clock out.
At least I don't have to wear heels, though.
Honey, hush. These dogs of mine could bark up a whole symphony.
Okay, ladies, it's time to call this meeting to order. Welcome to the first official meeting of the Association of Colored Girls, all out of fucks to give.
Here.
I don't know about y'all, but I am not comfortable with that sort of language as a Christian woman.
If Jesus was alive to see what this world has turned into, I'm pretty sure he would have some choice words.
Point taken.
I thought this was a non-religious thing.
Oh, Lord. You ain't one of those, what do you call it? Wicked witchcrafters, are you?
For all this talk about us being a so-called monolith, it's clear that we're not, but everybody's welcome here. And it's the one thing that unites us. It's our need to love on ourselves and start using the N-word as often as we feel like
What?
it. I'm talking about no, or to put it more accurately, hell no.
Can we just tone down the profanity a little bit? Please excuse my reach.
Pass me some grapes, auntie. Looks like somebody needs practice saying no.
I want to open up the floor for everyone to share what's on their heart, on their mind. Nothing's off limits. Who wants to go first?
How am I feeling? On November 5th, I was a little nervous, but a little hopeful. And on November 6th, I was this close to Googling crack dealer near me. I've gotten exactly 0 sleep since.
Word to the wise, cocaine is a stimulant.
Every time I try and not think about it, I get some sort of alert on my phone, and
This is why I logged off of all social media. Dunzo.
You all are talking about November 6th. I've been giving this country the side eye since January 6th. But I'm not entirely surprised. I've seen enough to know. It's like the whole country told us to stay in our place and never, ever forget that it's a man's world.
Maybe it won't be so bad. I'm just saying.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think he's hungry. Thanks. Look, I'm not trying to rush you, but how much longer do you think this is gonna take?
I'm with him 24 hours a day, and I ask you for one afternoon, and you can barely do that.
You know what? I wonder how many of your little friends out there would be grateful to God to have a man like me.
Oh, so we're going there?
You know, calm down. No, scratch that. Don't calm down because that triggers you, right? Yeah. Seems like every damn thing I say around it. I love you, Naomi, but lately your attitude.
What?
is shit.
You want me to feed him?
Yeah, I got it.
Honey, I didn't mean to. I love you, Daryl.
Lavelle.
I love you, Daryl. Lavelle.
Man, I love you too. Oh, you best believe I'm gonna be waiting up for you tonight. You hear that?
I can't really hear nothing.
I put money on that. It's her fault.
Exactly. The woman's always to blame. Even in a storm, everybody complains about Mother Nature. You never hear a peep about Father Nature.
Ladies, I promise you this will be the last interruption.
Oh, honey, hush that talk. We are guessing your home.
All right now.
Father Nature? I've never heard of that.
I'm lost.
We were discussing.
Let's just get back to our little meeting.
Everybody good?
I could use a top off.
All right. After days of doom scrolling, I decided that's it. We need some fresh air. So I took Adam up to the park. We were by the playscape. A couple minutes later, a white woman comes in with her kid, and I'm already bracing myself for some awkward conversation that kicks off with, "Can you believe what happened?"
I am good and tired of everybody trauma dumping on us.
Ain't that the truth?
But she didn't say a word. She just played with her kid, and I was doing my thing with Adam. And in my head, I'm like, okay, cool. But then her phone rings. She turns to me. "Do you mind watching her for a sec? I really need to take this." And before I could say anything, she was already halfway across the park with her back turned to me, just giggling her little head off, and there I was, an instant babysitter.
For all she knew, you could have been a serial killer.
Oh, when that woman looked at me, she didn't see evil. She saw Nanny.
Mammy is more like it.
Not to play devil's advocate, but were you the only other parent around?
Why do you ask that?
I don't see everything through the constructs of skin color. Not to say that racism doesn't exist, just sometimes there are honest misunderstandings between human beings.
I wish I could see the world the same way. I really do.
Well, all you have to do is keep an open mind and know that not everybody is a flaming racist.
Nah. Know your history. Be aware of your surroundings. And remember, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Here. Wanna hold it?
Pat, I'm not really comfortable with that in my house.
I understand. If you want, I can lock it up in my car.
Yes. Please, can you do that?
Listen, I know this ain't for everybody. I get that. But you gotta protect yourself with something. I don't care if it's a pocket knife or pepper spray. The whole world has gone cray.
How about some more hors d'oeuvres? Sorry, I don't have many vegan options.
Nobody said I was vegan. Just because I like this particular wine doesn't...
Duly noted.
I can't even think about getting one. Not with DeMarcus in the house. But I do keep a knife on me. When I get off late sometimes, walking back to my car, I'd be so scared.
Stuff like that makes me wish I was born a man.
Nasty as they be? No. My ex, he used to wear his drawers and flip them the next day. And guess who did all the laundry? But like I was saying, ain't no gun or knife or whatever gonna keep you 100% safe. That's why we have to trust in the Lord, right?
Please don't be offended, but I'm not a believer.
You ain't Christian?
Religions are nothing but tools of oppression. Look at the transatlantic slave trade. Our ancestors were stripped of their cultures and traditions and indoctrinated with Christianity and forced into obedience. And on the topic of obedience, why all the emphasis on wives submitting to their husbands in the Bible and not a peep about husbands submitting to their wives?
You read the Bible?
The Bible, the Quran, the Torah, pick your propaganda. It all comes down to selling the masses on accepting their lowly station in life and never complaining, because heaven awaits. Isn't that the gist of it?
Girl, I'm gonna pray for you.
Since you all are special, I broke out the chocolate-covered cashews. Hey, I'm sorry that I made such a big fuss.
Take a deep breath, child. Your feelings are totally justified. Never mind if I agree. But this is your house, and I gotta respect that. As women, especially as Black women, we waste far too much energy trying to live up to everybody else's expectations. Be smart, but don't outshine nobody. Be attractive and never sexy.
Be the moral compass for the entire country. No, the whole planet.
Be the shoulder to cry on, even if you're the ones falling apart.
That's why I can't even bring myself to listen to Shaka Khan's I'm Every Woman anymore.
What about Whitney's version?
The whole point is I'm not every woman.
None of us are.
And don't even get me started on all of this Black excellence. I mean, what is the obsession with being excellent?
We gotta work twice as hard for half as much. That's what my grandmama always said.
I'm not doing that.
You think my grandmother had a choice?
Of course she did it, but we do, and I think it's...
Have you not been watching the news? Roe v. Wade, like, choices for women are at an all-time low.
That's the problem. I've been following the news way too much. Everybody out there is saying exactly what's on their mind about every damn thing. The filters are off, the masks are off.
And the pointy white hoods are on.
Those are not the ones you need to worry about. It's the ones who feel the need to explain everything away. Just like racism and misogyny, just as make-believe as the damn Easter Bunny.
Clearly, that's why she lost.
I don't know. It's not like she was perfect. But Michelle, that's my girl. She would have won.
No, they would have found a way to tear her down too.
You're probably right about that.
All of those ugly memes and all the stuff they're saying online, it couldn't have just been about the cost of eggs or whatever.
And if I have to hear one more time about how the Hispanic community can't be racist, they got more colorism in their community than we do.
Those Spanish kids at DeMarcus's school, be calling him Monkey and Blackie. Even ask him for the nigger pass. He told the teacher. Teacher didn't do nothing. One day, he couldn't take it no more. Got into a fight. But DeMarcus was the only one that got suspended. Principal said if it happened again, he'd be expelled.
No child should ever have to experience that.
His grades was already bad. Now with him missing school?
See, this further reinforces my decision to never have kids. The planet can barely sustain the human population as it is. I have to take this. Sorry, guys. I'll be back. Why do you keep trying to say that? It's my fault. That's gaslighting me.
And I looked her dead in the eye. Sweetie, you're gonna have to get that yourself. Maid is not in my job description.
You okay?
Sure. Actually, no, but...
Last I checked, that ain't vegan.
And neither am I.
You missed it.
Oh, when I put away old Harriet,
Harriet?
I named my Glock after the General Harriet Tubman. Y'all know she had a pistol on the Underground Railroad? And in the Civil War, she had a sharpshooter's rifle.
Makes sense. Those were dangerous times.
These are dangerous
I know
times.
you're not comparing our current circumstance to chattel slavery.
Of course not, but I'm gonna say this. As the elder in the room, not that I look it, but let me be clear. We are in the belly of the beast, and you gotta keep your head on the swivel. Always.
I reject the notion of constantly living in fear.
No, fear is one thing. Awareness is different.
Not to mention the power of prayer. Praise the Lord.
When I'm all nervous and my blood pressure is rising and I don't know what to do, sometimes I just talk to God in my mind, and
Let me guess, everything is all right.
by the time I say amen, things go from really bad to not so bad.
If the goal is not so bad, then the bar is officially in hell.
I agree. We need to think beyond not so bad. Which brings me to my next point. Even though it doesn't seem like it now, we can still change things for the better.
I am done with all that activism. I ain't putting on no more marching shoes.
That's not what I'm getting at, Pat, and I really...
Let somebody else protest for our rights.
That'll be the day. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes it feels like we were born with these invisible capes and that it's our mission to be superheroes for everybody else. Well, I think it's time to use our powers for us. It's time to protect our peace.
Honey, hush. That is the best darn thing you've said all night.
Okay, protected how? From who?
I'm sure there is a situation or a person that you need to get rid of from your life.
I know you ain't talking about putting a hit out on somebody.
Don't be dragging old Harriet into no mess now. I am law-abiding.
Do I look like a violent person?
You want my honest answer?
Okay, but I don't understand. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Pat has the blueprint. Pat, how did you remove all of these toxic people from your life?
Well, I can't repeat my exact words because I'm born again. But I told all of them off with a word that rhymes with duck. Use your imagination, kids.
So you cut all ties, just like that.
Pretty much. They had it coming.
Well, I'm sure everyone else in this room, with the exception of Pat, can think of somebody who should have it coming.
That's kind of hard. Just one?
Yeah, I know, but who's at the top of your list? For me? Oh, it's a no-brainer.
It better not be that fine husband of yours.
No.
Naomi, I tried to be flexible and accommodating your request for PTO days, but without an actual doctor's note, or what is this all about anywho? We need you back, pronto. I mean, you are the Serena Williams of grant writing. And if it's any consolation, please understand, I'm having a difficult time as well. I mean, personally, I find the P-word grabber's language to be abhorrent. I mean, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, But I come from a working class family. I'm talking bologna sandwiches in the lunch pail. I mean, heck, I was driving before I knew there was other kind of lettuces besides iceberg. Anywho, I put myself through college waitressing at a steakhouse. The businessmen who stopped in there on their lunch break. The things they said, not to mention the things they tried to do to me. This was all way before Anita Hill. You do know who that is, right? The point I'm trying to make is I'm your ally. As women in this organization, as women, period, we've got to band together and have each other's backs. There's nothing more that I want than to support you, but you're pushing the boundaries of my kindness. And my days of being a doormat are in the rearview mirror. So let me be clear. If you don't return to work by Monday, I'll have no choice but to begin the termination process. Look, I don't want to lose you, Naomi. But I'm not going to put my own career in peril just because you're having a difficult time processing the results of this stupid election. And let me also point out that while some people may have been motivated by prejudice, an overwhelming majority were clearly concerned with bread and butter issues. Pains me to say it, but it's time we step out of our liberal bubbles and see the world as it actually is, not the world we want it to be. I still hold on to the promise of Dr. King's dream, though. Don't you? Maybe one day your son will experience that. Or your grandson. Oh, another thing, we're shifting away from remote work. I know. It's gonna impact all of us. My garden's gonna suffer immensely. I just wanted to give you a heads up so you can make childcare arrangements. I'm even thinking of putting Comet into doggy daycare so he can be stimulated throughout the day. And coming back to the office is not going to be a problem for you, will it?
I counted 5, no, 6 microaggressions in there.
Making it sound like your son is the same as her dog?
They serious about their pets, honey. Some of them would rather give Fido mouth to mouth before saving one of us.
When I started working there, we grabbed lunch. And I mentioned to her how I volunteer at a nonprofit that teaches girls of color how to code. A few months later at the office Christmas party, she kept
Girl, I knew you were smart, but I didn't know you could code.
If I could do that, I would be in a basement somewhere surrounded by screens, not dealing with any of these clowns. Oh, I forgot my train of thought again.
You were saying something about Christmas party?
Oh, yeah, so we did the whole Secret Santa thing, and as always, I got something lame that I didn't need or want. A coffee mug warmer.
Well, I love mine. I take it on the road with me and everything.
But I don't even drink coffee. And of course, Michael in marketing had no idea, and I'm sure he was just as delighted with my bobblehead paperweight that I got him. At the office, the conversations are all so surface level. Weather, sports, kids, you know how that goes. So I helped myself to another glass of eggnog. Okay, 2. And as I was leaving out, Katie stops me and hands me this little red envelope. I open it, and she made a donation in my name to the Melanated Coding Chicks.
Really?
How much was it for, if you don't mind my asking?
$100.
$100? That barely pays for a keyboard for the babies.
A few weeks later, she invited me and Daryl to her house for dinner. She broke out the Chilean sea bass, and we had French wine on her patio as we looked out over the garden. And Katie's husband gave cool white boy vibes, no blacks in, thank God.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's wickers.
There's a bunch at my job. Every time I hear, "What up, girl?" I want to smack the mess out of them.
So what's the deal? You need some more time off?
Those are my PTO days, and I should be able to use them however the hell I want to. And Lord knows I needed some time off to get my head together after. I mean, what sort of doctor's note did she expect me to get exactly? Patient is struggling to come to terms with this ass-backwards country, and what makes me even madder is, and by the way, I am reclaiming all of my angry black woman energy. I am done with all the niceties. No more good morning, have a nice day. I am done. Oh, I forgot my train of thought again. Oh, that damn baby brain. Oh, and the worst part The worst part about Katie is that she tried to make everything about her. I mean, is this what empathy really looks like? She kept going on and on about her working class roots and some jerks at a steakhouse. I mean, please, if she would have said something like,
Naomi, I can't possibly imagine what you're going through in this moment, but I am sorry. America can be a real shit show sometimes, most of the time. But when it comes to your PTO days, by all means, use them however you want. I mean, me and the rest of the team can figure it out in this stretch. Because when you come back, and I hope you do come back, please don't leave. Because when you come back, I want you as whole and healed as possible. And try not to be upset if some banana nut bread just happens to show up on your doorstep. Oh, and I'm sure you saw that memo about return to office policy. Don't worry, I'm already in talks to push that date back. Between me and you, I'm in no rush to put on a pair of pants every day and sit in traffic and have awkward conversations by the water cooler. Oh, totally off topic. Do you and Dara like heirloom tomatoes? I mean, I'm more than I know what to do with.
if she said something like that, at least I'd feel seen, you know?
She probably doesn't even realize why you're so upset.
I don't buy it. She knew exactly what she was doing. She wanted to knock you down a few pegs.
The office manager at my job, she be doing the most. Like when I get my hair braided, she be all up in my scalp talking about, Anaya, are these dreadlocks?
You should report her to HR.
She is HR.
Oh.
So, what are you gonna do, honey? Seems like you already got one foot out the door.
I'm not really in the financial position to quit, but I got an email about this mandatory team building exercise next week. Like, oh my God, let's come together as an organization to uphold our values and celebrate all of the countless things we have in common. Oh. Who else needs a refill?
I desperately need this before delving into the details of who's at the top of my list. But I don't want to cut you off, Naomi. Were you finished?
I think that is enough about Miss Katie for one evening.
Could be worse. She could be named Karen, right?
Hey, the coolest white chick I know is named Karen.
Oh.
Actually, I haven't told anyone about
What?
3 years. It feels like a lifetime, especially in this city where relationships only last 3 months. And this is the guy who rubbed my feet when I wore stilettos a size and a half too small and brought me ginger ale when my cramps were so bad I wanted to dissect my own uterus without anesthesia.
Oh.
When I say we've been through a lot, it doesn't even begin to... This is, without a doubt, the closest I've ever been to real love. But
going through my phone? What the hell? I've never done that to you. I've never even thought about doing that to you. So much for privacy. So much for trust, right? You need some serious therapy. Clearly this is bigger than... I'm not sure what pisses me off more. The fact that you did it, or the fact that you have the nerve to be mad at me now. This is just crazy. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have lied to you. But it's not like your head was ever in the right space to hear anything remotely close to the truth. For all your talk about tolerance, it's only for people you agree with, right? Tell me something, does one vote really make me some sort of racist, sexist, ableist, whatever the hell ist? I can't even keep up with all these marginalized groups and all their grievances and agendas. That's the real problem. You get to be proud of everything you are. But me, that's not allowed, is it? You're actually thinking about breaking up with me. Because why exactly? This shit is ridiculous. You know me. You know what I'm about. I was raised not even to look at color. And if we're being honest here, no race has a monopoly on assholes. You are always in my ear about the struggles of being a black woman. But do you honestly think it's easy for anybody? In case you haven't noticed, I'm still waiting for my white privileged mansion filled with millions. You used to be fun. Remember that? The vacation we took to Aspen? You on the skis in your puffy coat? Guess that doesn't matter. Remember the night we were having dinner at that sushi restaurant up on the rooftop drinking sake? And you said I treated you better than any other guy? I guess that doesn't matter either. All that seems to matter are these people and these things that don't have crap to do with us. I want us to take things to the next level. Get a puppy, buy a condo, maybe even get married. Unless you think that's too patriarchal. Sade, I know you're in an emotional state right now, but I'm asking you, begging you, to think sensibly for 1 millisecond.
I've been feeling waves of anxiety nonstop. I could just tell that something was off. Jarrett was on his phone a lot more than usual, and I'm not an insecure person, not in the least. I even explored polyamorous relationships in the past.
You talking about man sharing? Ooh, that's just nasty.
A lot of us are sharing, whether we realize it or not.
Sade has the floor. Go ahead, Sade.
One night, we're watching some silly movie, and he fell asleep on the couch. And I thought about it for half a second. Maybe I shouldn't do this. But a better part of me just had to know. I held up his phone and unlocked it with the facial recognition.
He was asleep the whole time?
Shit. Edibles are incredible.
That's why I leaves that sticky icky alone. You ain't gonna catch me slipping.
If I was not nursing, I'd totally be down for some chronic.
Totally.
Sorry, we keep going off on all of these tangents here.
I don't mind. Not at all.
So you broke into his phone and?
I'm expecting to see evidence of another woman. There's this new girl at his job, and he keeps bringing her up randomly in conversations. Isn't that always how it starts? Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking, here we go. But what I saw made me wish he was a cheater. In a group text with a bunch of dudes, they were like, I'm so glad that cunt lost, and these bitches better learn their place. Mm-hmm. And there was my Jared, a self-proclaimed male feminist with bell hooks on the living room shelf and Lauryn Hill on his playlist, giving nothing but thumbs up and laughing emojis.
I know you didn't just say bell hooks.
The worst part was when he said, you better not tell your girl how you voted. We won't get any ass till the next election. And that got the most likes.
See, that's why I leaves the white meat alone. They hit on me all the time, but no, thank you. I'd have to pistol whip somebody with old Harriet if they ever got out of pocket like that. Honey, hush. I got to stick to my brothers. Problematic as they may be.
Some black men think that way.
I don't think most brothers are like that.
In general, only want to use us for what they can get out of us. When a man tells me he loves me, something bad usually happens right after.
Well,
The craziest thing is that he was pretending this whole time. We met at a BLM rally.
Jesus, keep me near the cross.
He keeps saying I shouldn't take it personal. So it's just guy talk, joking around, you know? How am I supposed to take it? Women are literally dying because they don't have bodily autonomy.
Broke my heart when I heard about Amber Thurman and the other woman in Texas.
It's too many to name.
When I think about everything that I've done just so that he can have sexual access to my body without using a condom, in what world would a man shove a copper device up his genitals just to avoid a pregnancy? God.
That IUD is serious. My periods are the worst.
To be a woman is to be born into a lifetime of pain. It's always been that way. Yeah. And to be born a Black woman, doctors won't even listen when we say we're hurting.
I can't even sleep because it feels like I'm laying next to a stranger. Every time I look at him,
Y'all live together?
Unfortunately, which makes leaving that much harder. I haven't been able to find a job since I got laid off 4 months ago, and not to mention my student debt. Jared pays most of the bills. So.
You are more than welcome to stay in our guest room. But I can't make any promises in the sleep department, seeing that Adam wakes up 3 times a night on average.
That's really nice of you, Naomi, but my grandma already told me I could move in with her. She never liked Jared, so I guess her intuition was spot on. She'll be serving up salmon croquettes, and I told you so's for breakfast if I decide to
Ain't
go
no
over there.
shame in accepting help, child. Too many sisters have suffered because they refused to reach out for help when they needed it most. Why do you think we have the highest rates of every ailment under the sun?
3 years. The Jared I thought I knew would have just said something like,
Would it make you feel better if you let out a big scream? Go ahead. Want to punch the wall? Wait, whoa. Just not too hard, okay? I'm trying to get our security deposit back. I was just kidding. Oh, I love you so much. I'm sorry about... I know you were hoping things would turn out differently. But the way I look at it, America still made history. A convicted felon was elected to the highest office. What? What? Too soon to joke about that? There it is. The most alluring smile I've ever laid eyes on. You know one of the things I love most about you? You always make room in that big heart of yours to care for so many different people and different causes. The way you advocate for social justice. How you go out of your way to separate compost from recycle. I saw those things in you and I thought to myself, if a woman like that loves me, I know it will be immersive beyond anything I can imagine. The other women before you, it was all transactional. But the way you love me, it reaches down into my soul. And I want to spend the rest of my life with you. One moment at a time. One election at a time. Whatever comes, I want to be right here. For my beautiful Black queen. Is it all right if I say that? There's that smile again.
I would give anything to hear that.
You still love him?
I love the guy I thought he was. But it feels like I never really knew Jared.
Before I got pregnant with DeMarcus, Ed was a decent man. Even had the nerve to be sweet sometimes.
You scare me when you say things like that.
I doubt you have to worry about Daryl switching up on you.
Ain't about worrying. It's about understanding that if something goes sideways, you need to have a plan B. All the way to plan Z.
They'll probably outlaw that too.
What?
Plan B, all forms of birth control. They're dead set on controlling our bodies. Their ultimate goal is to have us end our careers and force us to have babies we don't even want.
I don't know what world you're living in, but Black women have always had to work and take care of home. My mama was a school janitor. The lady across the street, Mrs. Howard, was a domestic cleaning white folks' homes. And my auntie Sarah was a laundry woman. They got up every day at can't see in the morning and busted their behinds for nothing remotely close to a living wage. Came home and cooked a hot meal from whatever scraps they could piece together. Loved on their babies. And when the witching hour rolled around, and they were dog tired, they had to find that last drop of energy to please their husbands. So please remember, however hard it may seem right now, you got a lot more choices than they ever had.
But for how long?
Exactly.
I live just like those women in your family. In some ways, I still do.
I'm not gonna be able to pick up DeMarcus this Saturday. Something came up. We'll see about next weekend, though. What? Don't look at me like that, Anisha. That's why I can't talk to you. You always complaining about something. If it wasn't for DeMarcus, you know, my mama, she raised me and my brothers without one dime of child support, not one penny. She did it all by herself. No welfare, no food stamps, none of that shit. She just figured it out on her own. Look at you, barely keeping it together, blowing up my phone over every little thing. That boy is gonna be grown in 2 years. He's gonna have to fend for himself, or he'll never know what it's like to be a real man. Of course, you wouldn't know nothing about that. Society done got soft. All these government programs and safe spaces. Hope they get rid of all that shit. People need to wake the hell up. I know you ain't gonna like to hear this, but I'm happy about how everything turned out. Oh, don't get me wrong, I didn't vote for the man. Shit. In fact, I didn't vote at all. I don't believe in none of that political bullshit. I just think that America, no, the world, is about to get the wake-up call that it deserves. Maybe then sisters will start respecting a man's place in a home. Finally stop putting dresses on our boys. And I am sick and tired of people blaming racism for every single thing. Kevin Samuels, rest in power. He always talked about putting our families back together. Tell him down if you are. Be good for DeMarcus to see that. And that little dog y'all got, he cute for a mutt. And you know, there's always something I'm gonna love about you, girl. Turn around, let me see it. All right.
The hardest part is not talking about Ed, especially when DeMarcus is around. That's still his father.
What you're going through is wrong on so many levels, but I just can't comprehend why people always scapegoat the LGBTQIA plus community.
And what do those letters stand for again?
As a Christian, I can't lie. That is something that I have always struggled with. And that is until it came to my doorstep. In the form of my Uncle Walter. All through the years, Uncle Walter was a consummate bachelor. He'd bring a lady friend around the house from time to time. But they never seemed to stick. And one day, I'm guessing he must have been in his mid-30s by then. And he was driving my Auntie Sarah back home from church. He put the car in park and said, "Mama, I got something I want you to know. I'm gay. I like men." And she was like, "You got to be joking. That's just foolishness." And when she saw he was serious, she practically ran out of that car, calling him everything but a child of God. She flat out disowned him. And the rest of the family followed suit. It didn't matter that most of them had been divorced a few times over or had children out of wedlock. Oh no. Uncle Walter's sin was unforgivable. Mind you, this was at a time when most people assumed that all homosexuals had AIDS. Okay? That first Christmas without Uncle Walter, I had to hold back the tears. I missed Uncle Walter's laughter. And how he knew everything there was to know about classic cars. That night, I walked to the payphone at the corner store to call him. "Merry Christmas, Uncle Walter." He was happy to hear from me, but his voice still sounded sad. We didn't talk for very long. He rushed me off the phone. I think it was a bit much for him not being with the family on Christmas Day. And so I said, "Before you go, when can I see you?" And we met up for lunch the very next day. When I walked into that restaurant, I almost did not recognize him. I mean, don't get me wrong. Uncle Walter always looked good. Come on now. But there was just something about the way the light was shining through the window mixed with the light in his eye. I sat across from a man who was free. And he was still my uncle.
Yeah.
And I still loved it. How in the world does anything else matter?
I never understood why people are so obsessed with what adults do in the own privacy of their bedroom anyway.
This.
Back to the business at hand. You got to put Mr. Ed on child support.
Everybody keeps telling me that, but
What?
if he don't pay and get locked up behind that, DeMarcus will think I'm some type of monster.
How is you struggling to do it all on your own the solution?
Last time I got some money from Ed, He gave me $50 for DeMarcus's football uniform a few months ago. I just wish there was some other way that I can do this without going to court. When I got with Ed, he was different. I can just hear him saying,
Hey, how you holding up? I know it's a lot. Crazy as this is, our people have been through way worse. At least that's how I look at it. How's our boy holding up? I saw that picture that you posted of him. I know one thing, you sure are feeding him good. That boy is growing like nobody's business. From the looks of it, he gonna be taller than his daddy. How about that? Listen, if it's okay with you, I wanna pick him up for the next few weekends. Now, I know it's supposed to be every other weekend, but I really think I need to be around DeMarcus as much as possible. There's a lot I gotta teach him, especially about being a young black man. This country, something else. But when shit pops off, and it definitely will, I want him to be ready. Anisha, I don't say this enough, but I appreciate you. The way you hold our boy down is a beautiful thing. I'm gonna do a lot more. A lot more. Matter of fact, I'm not just gonna talk about it, I'm gonna be about it. Here. I know it ain't much. Hopefully it'll help. Lord knows that boy can throw down a plate. I don't blame him. Ooh, I miss your cooking. What I wouldn't do for some gumbo, a little Sweetwater cornbread. I really had a good thing with you. I know I messed that up. Hey, how's it going with that new puppy? Why'd you name her that? I used to play that song all the time. Every time I used to come home from work, Stevie Wonder just blasting through the speakers. My chérie amour. You know I still love you, right? You know that, don't you? Most of these females nowadays ain't about shit. But you and me, we had something good. Who knows? Maybe it'll come back around. Until then, I'm gonna be more present in DeMarcus's life. And there's plenty more where this came from. La 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 la.
just to hear him say one time that he appreciates me. That would have really been something.
How do you even... I couldn't imagine doing it all by myself.
I hope you don't think it's rude that I'm asking this, but was it a planned pregnancy?
We didn't plan on having no baby. And we didn't plan on not having one either. Kind of just happened. Like everything else in my life.
If you could go back, would you make different choices?
I never knew that I could love somebody in this world so much when DeMarcus was born. He is the reason why I'm able to get up.
When the doctor first put Adam in my arms, and he looked at me with those big old brown eyes, it was the closest I ever felt to God. I saw me and Daryl. I saw our parents and all the generations that came before. all wrapped up in his adorable little face.
No offense, but we need to use that same energy for ourselves. This whole idea of motherhood as our destiny, we have to break away from that.
I love being a mom. But it's perfectly okay if you don't want to be one.
Thank you for saying that. You don't have any kids either, right?
Nah, honey. I sure don't.
Did you ever want any?
I think we should pray.
Oh, you know how I feel about it.
Take my hand, girl. Almighty God, we need you here in this house. Please wrap your arms around us and help us to be strong when we are weary. And please help us to see that you are the one who's able to make a way out of no way. Yes. We ask this in the matchless name of your only begotten Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
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 What?
I needed to check in with the Lord before saying my piece.
For the life of me, I cannot get how you can shape your mouth to say that you're too busy. My firstborn child can't even pick up the phone. It's been 48 hours, Patricia. Anything could have happened to me. Anything could have happened to me in that time frame. I mean, I could have up and died. Would you even know? I mean, did you even think about that, Missy? And you can say what you want to about your sister. Now, she checks in on me every single day and twice on Sunday. Not to mention that she knows how to keep her a man. Shoot, come to think of it, that's at the crux of all that confusion in your life. I want you to look me in my eye and tell me that you wouldn't be better off if you had settled down. With a God-fearing man, of course. You could have at least given me one grandchild, just one. In your prime, you was a real looker. I mean, I remember all those men fawning all over you, tripping over themselves, just to open up the door for you. Open up the door for my Patricia Ann. Your beauty was a gift from God, and you managed to throw all of that down the drain, along with any hope of you living a good Christian life. The Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. And you defied him, doing whatever, whenever, with whomever, running around like some kind of heathen. But I guess that's what you wanted. And then you say, I'm judgmental. I'm judgmental. I'm judgmental. What you need to remember is I'm your mama girl. And the one thing I'm never gonna do, I refuse to lie to you. Remember when you said you weren't gonna get married because that wasn't the key to your happiness? Well, people do such foolish things as chasing happiness like it's a butterfly they can seal up in a jar. I was 19 years old when your daddy came courting. And one night, in the backseat of that Thunderbird, before I knew what was what, you went from being a twinkle in my eye to a secret I was desperate to hide. I could have gone across town to the fixer woman and she would have just nipped that right in the bud, but hey, maybe then I could have found all my happiness. But I decided to marry your daddy down at the courthouse. The day before they shipped him off to Vietnam. Can I ask you something, Missy? Where was my happiness when he'd have those nightmares about the war and start screaming and hollering in his sleep? Where was my happiness when he couldn't hold down a job? They didn't even know nothing about no PTSD. They didn't know nothing about that back then. And tell me, where was my happiness when they posted all those eviction notices on my front door so that the whole neighborhood could see? Where was my happiness? And now look at you, with your passport and your cosmopolitan ways. Girl, you ain't never once had to worry about nobody and nothing besides yourself. But me, I done spent my whole life putting everybody else's needs in front of my own. But no, reason why I don't complain? I know come Judgment Day, I'm gonna walk through those pearly gates and walk down that street of gold, and I'm gonna have every bit of happiness I can hold. Hallelujah. All the happiness I can hold up in heaven. There ain't no need for me to be worked up over all this madness and all these worldly things. Child. Oh, Lord. And that's why I'm not bothered about this election. Not one bit. And who I voted for ain't none of your business. None whatsoever. Folks just need to learn how to keep their mouths shut. Especially them old young girls that's flouncing around and acting like they ain't no tomorrow. Ain't nobody want to hear all that fussing and whatnot. Ain't nobody want to hear that. And why you going around with your bloomers all up in a bunch? Can't nobody even get close enough to you to even get you pregnant. Them eggs are yours. Them eggs of yours done turned into powder.
Crazy thing about it is, Mama, with all her melodramatic antics, she actually helped make the case as to why I should never have children or jump the broom. I can't remember a single time I ever saw Mama happy. Don't get me wrong. There are photographs of her smiling. But the smile always looked forced. Like, come on, hurry up and take the picture.
I assume you've been to therapy together?
I assume you missed the memo about colored folk of a certain age not fooling with that. But I did go a time or two. But there is no way Mama is ever gonna step foot into a head shrink's office. No.
I can't imagine if my mother, after everything that I have been through, and it's been a lot, she has always been there for me. And a second mother to DeMarcus. Without her, I can't even...
You think your mother has undiagnosed depression, bipolar disorder?
Mental illness does run in the family. But nobody ever talked about it or ever really tried to do anything about it. Except pray and try to carry on as if everything was normal.
We need to normalize therapy in our community.
We need to normalize a lot of shit.
At the end of the day, that's still your mother, though.
My old roommate went no contact with her mother. Full stop, blocked and deleted on her phone. When her mom sent her a letter, she tossed it into a bonfire, lit up a joint, said she'd never speak to that condescending bitch again.
Oh, the way I was raised, you never turn your back on your peoples. All we really have in life is family.
Mama tells me all the time that I'm selfish. It started back in high school when I applied to colleges on the other side of the country. I aim to get as far away from that woman as possible. But in the dorm room, when I watch other girls opening up care packages, butterscotch candy, perfume, warm winter scarves, I kept checking the mail, hoping, maybe. But of course, it never came. The little girl inside of me wanted to cry, even at this big age. I still wish things were different. I just got 2 questions for you. How are you? And where are you? I just can't keep up. I can never keep up because you're just flying all over the place. Child. Oh, you remember Miss Harrison? You remember Miss Harrison, right, from church? Well, anyway, every time I tell her about any of those gifts that you send me from all over the world, her lazy eye starts twitching. I think she's jealous of me, you know? Her son sent her a Mother's Day card from the dollar store. Pray tell. I know I haven't said it in so many words. But Patricia, you are my firstborn. You are the smartest and the prettiest in the whole family. And if you tell your sister I said that, she'd be fit to be tied. You went out into the world dancing to the beat of your own drum. And me, shoot, I'm just a simple country girl. I couldn't even wrap my mind around the way you live your life, but I can't tell. You are happy. You have to understand that the way I grew up, it was too dangerous for us to think outside the box. And all the men who thought that way, they ended up lynched. And the women, what happened to them, I am sure they wish they were dead. I never thought about happiness for myself. Surviving was the only option. And that's why I leaned into the Lord. Because I figured in the afterlife, I would get everything that I never got in this one. And that has always been enough for me to just keep going. Patricia, hear me out. I know that you are disappointed in this country and all the mess that has gone down. But we have our faith, and we have our strength, and ain't nothing gonna shake that. I mean nothing. And if you ever start to feel like hope is disappearing, you best trust and believe that it's not.
let's know. Maybe one day, Mama will say she's proud of me. Maybe. I don't know about y'all, but I needed this more than I realized. Just being able to speak my mind without holding nothing back and getting it all out of my system. It feels so good, you know?
This even tops my weekend in Monterey when I'm tripping off shrooms, watching the sea lions and all their tranquility.
Yeah, but we can't stop here. Like Michelle said, we have to do something.
I thought we were done talking about the election.
I did everything. I made calls to swing states, posted on social. I voted early. I even donated.
Ain't you between jobs, though?
This is beyond politics. I'm talking next level resistance.
Here we go.
I think we have to be the change we want to see.
And I think you've had way too much wine, Dr. Martin Luther X.
How's this? Hi, Katie. Please consider this email my official resignation, effective immediately. Warm regards, Naomi Brown. P.S. Most of us have everything we need to get through a crisis. We just have to tap into it. Anita Hill.
Girl, you didn't even give 2 weeks. Shouldn't you talk to Dara first?
If I got fired, I wouldn't even get a 2-minute notice. And my husband doesn't call the shots in my life.
Ooh, I'm feeling this queen energy.
Okay. Who's next?
Hey, Granny. Did I wake you? I just... is it still okay if I come and stay with you for a while? I don't think things are gonna work out with me and Jared.
Oh.
Thanks, Grandma. I'll let you know when I'm on the way. Love you. Well, that was the easy part. Now I gotta figure out if I'm gonna break up with Jared in person or...
Is it true about the young folks breaking up over text these days?
My last boyfriend, he's 50.
No.
And he did it just like that. His old trifling butt.
To hell with it. I can't forgive you, and I don't have to. We're done. I'll come pick up my stuff on Saturday.
That's heavy. How are you feeling, girl?
Like I should have done that a long time ago.
Probably for the best. Now, you didn't meet face to face. These men can be downright possessive and don't know how to act when. If you want, I can meet up with you on Saturday. Me and old Harriet can keep an eye on things. Make sure everybody stays cool.
And I can give you a ride to your grandmama's house tonight.
Thanks. Well, y'all gonna let us be the only ones?
Well, I guess it's our turn next, huh? Mama usually turns in at 8 every night. So I'll have to wait till tomorrow to call her. When I get her on the phone, I'll make it clear that I love her. And if she starts in again with that negativity about me and how I choose to live my life again, I'll hang up. That's all there is to it.
I'm gonna call in tomorrow and I'm gonna use my last PTO day so I can go down to the courthouse and file child support.
Isn't it beautiful how we all are putting up boundaries and protecting our peace? Let's keep this energy going. And if we can do that, we're going to be all right.
No, ma'am. Sorry, but you're wrong. So wrong. Here's how it's going down. We ain't gonna be just right. We're going to be amazing.
But the one thing we are not going to be is every woman. Come on now.
Take these shoes off. Oh.
Hey, babe, you're up.
Yeah, babe, I am now. I wasn't.
Good. Better than good, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up, babe.
My biggest takeaway is that I am done chasing perfection. Hell, I think we all are.
You know me. Babe, who the hell asked you to be perfect? Because I know damn well it wasn't me.
Talking about societal expectations of us. Writ large, you know.
It was. Yeah, baby, I love you. Okay, good night.
How would you feel about me quitting my job?
No, baby, no. Baby, how much wine have you had tonight, huh?
You know how I've been feeling, and with the whole return to work thing, I want to stay home with Adam. At least for the long stretch.
No, baby, are we even having this discussion right now?
I've already drafted the email, but I just need your blessing.
Lord, girl, come on. Okay, just seriously, baby, just give me a second, okay?
Take it you're not on board.
Okay, look, hey, do we have to talk about this right now, huh?
Fine.
Okay. I know that you're going through a lot right now, right? No. Look, Naomi, you need to know life ain't been no crystal stairs for me either, okay?
I never said that.
Yeah. Because every time I go into that office, it's like I'm going into hell most days. You need to know that, okay? Folks looking at me like I'm some DEI token nigga. As if I don't deserve to be there. Yeah. Never mind the fact that I graduated magna cum laude from Howard Law School, or that I saved the client $2 million on that Whitlock settlement, or that I even helped to build that damn company from the ground up.
I know, and I appreciate everything that you've done and more, but...
No, baby, but listen to me. My point is, you don't see me quitting. I want to quit too. Yeah, but baby, I'm hanging in there. Okay, I'm hanging in there for you. I'm hanging in there for Adam, baby. I am hanging in there for our future. Okay, listen, in 5 years from now, me and Cordell, we can strike out and we can start our own firm, okay? That's the plan. No. Okay. Hey, we'll make it work, okay? I guess less steak nights, more meatloaf. We'll make it work, huh?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I see you like this. Right here. Right now. That means everything to me.
I love you.
Yeah? I do. I love you too. Naomi. Kenya.
That thought.
In this season, it's important to abandon the things and people that no longer serve us, to hold on tight to what does. Our happiness is not up for negotiation, and neither is our peace. We are deserving, and we are enough.
Hey, babe, what you working on?
I'm publishing a new blog, Not Every Woman, A Sister's Guide to Burning the Cape.
Huh. Yeah, this actually sounds interesting. Now, is it monetized? But I'm just happy to see that you are working on something productive. Now, can I get a sneak peek?
I'm on my first draft, but it's about exposing fakery. Because there's plenty of foes pretending to be friends out there.
Ooh, may the church say amen.
I came up with a list of signs to know if somebody really, really has your back. And there's only one person who checks off everything and more. Oh, it is you.